Welcome back, watchers and listeners, to another episode of What We Watch, our last episode of 2025, our first year. We're not at our year mark yet, but we've been doing this. We started in the year 2025. This is crazy.
We did.
I am your host, Garett Christopherson, here with my fellow host,
Natalie Brinkerhoff.
and we are here to talk about a very special movie, which I feel like this movie gets a lot of love every year, but specifically this year, I've just been seeing so much more It's a Wonderful Life stuff posted around the socials. But before we get into that, Natalie, how was your Christmas?
My Christmas was great. How was yours?
It was great. I thought you were going to give me a little bit more than that, but yeah, we had good Christmases.
Yeah. I don't know that there's that much to talk about for Christmas. We just watched a lot of movies, hung out, spent time with my family, just everything you want at Christmas. Got to see some Christmas lights, got to eat some good food. I got a record player.
Nice. Did you get any records for it?
So the story of my record player is that when I was 17, I asked for a record player for Christmas and we got it and it never worked. So we just returned it and we'd never got a replacement. So I've given my parents a hard time about it for a couple of years. And then this year I reminded them of it and they surprised me by getting me a record player. But I originally had a Footloose record when I got my broken record player.
Yeah.
So I still had that one. And then along with that one, I got Tortured Poets by Taylor Swift.
Nice.
And then I went to a record store the day after Christmas, the one at the outlets, and I got a One Direction Made in the AM album because it was the only One Direction album they had.
That's sweet.
So I have 3. I am quickly learning that record players and collecting vinyls is an extremely expensive hobby. So I will start adding to my collection slowly, but yeah, I'm excited.
Nice.
Kind of fun. What did you get?
I got, the classics, got some clothes, got some Legos, got a new big,
Got
huge...
some Legos.
Got some Legos. Batman, Arkham Asylum set, which is really cool.
He's a Lego connoisseur.
I'm a connoisseur of... It's not just a toy. It's an art. Anyways, but the thing I think I'm most excited for from what I got is, I can't remember if I talked about this, but a couple weeks ago, I was at my apartment and I tried logging into my family's Netflix, and it gave me the stupid "you're not in the same
You're
household"
not in your
thing.
house, yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I'll go watch something on Disney Plus. And then Disney Plus did the same thing. And I was like, okay, let's go to HBO Max. HBO Max did the same thing.
Stop.
And I was livid. I was pissed, for days afterwards.
He's like, I can't watch anything.
So I, in my rage, decided, every man needs to collect something in their life. Every man needs to have some sort of collection, whether that's a rock collection, a vinyl collection, a golf collection, whatever you want to call it, or whatever you want to collect. But I've decided that I'm going to start collecting 4K Ultra HD movies and Blu-rays and stuff.
Oh.
So I asked for a bunch of those and steel books, so I don't have to succumb to the
streamers.
To the streamers.
Streaming.
Even though I'm probably going to have to anyways, because there's some really good shows every now and again or on streaming services.
No,
but
nothing
for now,
is more infuriating than being like, oh my gosh, this show just came out that I've been really wanting to watch. It's on this. I know my parents have it. I know I have an account under my parents. Let's go turn it on. And it's like, you're not in your house. And you're like, well, what do you want me to do?
It's such
Shout out to my parents for letting me use all their logins first. Second, what do you mean?
It's so just openly greedy.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally like a Mr. Potter from this
You need
movie
to
we're going to
have
talk about.
your own account. What do you mean?
Exactly.
I'm sharing my account.
I understand I understand to some degree, limit the amount of devices, sure. Let's say you can put 10 devices per account. Or
and
whatever.
then if you need to change the device or whatever, you have to get rid of one. I get that.
But now the household thing is just so stupid.
Because it's connected
Because
to like your network. So like if you're not
exactly.
connected to the right Wi-Fi, then it's like no, you can't be on there. It's so annoying. But I did find a life hack for you.
What is it?
I mean, like I know that it's annoying to not always be able to watch something on an actual TV.
Hmm.
But if you bring like your device to your house, so a laptop or your phone or whatever, and connect it to that Wi-Fi, log in on your device to those streaming services, you can use it up to like 30 days. So as long as you're going to your house often enough, it'll allow you to watch it like on your computer or on your phone,
Yeah.
30 days after you've connected to it.
Mm.
That's
That's
the
good.
one. That's the one
Yeah.
thing. So like if you're like really needing to watch something, as
You
long
can
as your
just cheat the
phone has
system.
been connected to the Wi-Fi in the last couple of days, you should be fine.
Yeah. I was airplaying stuff to the from the TV from my phone and then my computer, but it just never looked as good.
No. Yeah.
But
You like have to watch it like on your phone or on your
yeah,
computer.
it is just so. Which I think I read something recently where Netflix is like stopping, like they just very quietly removed the like AirPlay or screen share feature, so you can't even do that anymore. And it's so stupid. Anyway, so
You
that's
can't do
why
anything. We can't get anything these days.
exactly
Just let us watch movies.
for real. We have a podcast to do. Anyways, so I did end up getting my first of the collection were Unbreakable, my favorite movie, which we've discussed in 4K, the Jurassic Park trilogy in a steelbook, and then the Batman in 4K. And then I just
I
bought
didn't
with
even
some
know
gift
that they
cards.
make those anymore.
It's like it's become a huge kind of niche thing, like collecting physical media and stuff like that. So there's still a pretty big market for it. It's not as one of the best parts as a kid going to like Best Buy or Walmart was going to like the
Yeah,
movie section.
movie
It's not like
section.
that anymore, and they're a little bit more expensive depending on the ones you get, but there's still a market for it, which is nice.
I did see something recently on TikTok or something, and it was like, we all know that, like, unless you own a physical copy of something, you don't own it. So, like, if you buy, like, a digital book or, like, if
Hmm.
you buy, I've been thinking about that a lot recently because I have fallen victim to just, like, buying movies, like, on,
Hmm.
like, different sites or whatever, or, like, I buy a lot of, digital books, like, just, like, because it's easier and I'm like, I want to
Convenience.
watch it
Yeah,
now, yeah, or I want to read it now. And so it's like, and I'm like, oh, but that's so facts because like
hmm,
it's not really mine. Like I bought
exactly.
it, it's mine, but it's not really mine. So
Yeah,
I like that you got into that. That's legit.
yeah, and I think I'm not. It's not that I'm never gonna buy like stuff like what you were talking about, like online books and stuff like that. Like, of course, I'll
Yeah.
still
We
rent a
all
movie
have
or do
to,
that.
right?
Yeah,
Like
we
it's just
exactly.
convenience again.
But I think I'm definitely going to be the type of person who I'm going to like get physical media, get a nice TV, and the PS5 is like can like play like ultra
Yeah.
HD type stuff. So I'll just because also something I learned is which contributed to why I wanted this is movies like physical media will always look better than digital media. Like it might not be sometimes it's not a huge difference, but you can once you see them side by side, sometimes you can if at least if you've
You can
kind of
tell
looked
a
at videos and
difference.
stuff,
Yeah.
you can tell there is a difference between the two. So that did contribute a lot too of it does look better, and
Well,
it
and
doesn't have to buffer and stuff.
also the fact that yeah, it does a buffer. Also the fact that these streaming services, this is a whole other conversation. We've gone on a tangent, but these
Yeah.
streaming services and like big umbrella companies have gone in and changed things
Hmm.
about like on digital media where people with physical copies are like, "Wait, that's changed." And then they go and compare it and then it actually like they go in and change stuff.
Exactly.
And so it's like, why? Yeah, it's crazy. This
Like if
world.
you have
And then they're like, it's
literally
the Mandela effect. And you're like, no, I
no, it's
remember
not.
that.
Yeah, George Lucas
Stop
just
trying to
changed it.
gaslight me.
Yeah. Like if you have this is a less egregious example because it's something, the creator himself did it. But like if you have the original copies of like the original DVDs of Star Wars, like those go for
Yeah.
so much money because George has gone back and changed so much where you can't even find the originals anymore. But like you were saying, like companies will take out full episodes or scenes of
Yeah,
movies because they're
important
like
stuff.
questionable or they haven't aged well or whatever. Which sometimes, yeah, that's warranted, but most cases I feel like it's not,
Or they
and you
just change
can't.
stuff just because they want to, and it's like, why?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Anyways, we could talk about that for a while, but we're here to talk about It's a Wonderful Life. But we do have one more thing before we get into that, which is what have we been watching since our last episode? So
Well, I was
you've watched a
just,
lot. I've watched
yeah,
a lot, but
I was
give us
just
a few of the
telling
things.
Garrett that I've logged 30 movies in the month of December thus far, and it's gonna go up. And that's not even
Hmm.
including all the television I've watched. So I've consumed a lot of media this month. But we've been watching Stranger Things, which has been good. I know that there's a lot of hate on this season and like they're not wrapping it up good. We're gonna do an episode on it, so watch out for that. But I've been enjoying it. So that I've been watching we watched Avatar in theaters. We saw A Song Sung Blue in theaters. We saw what else did I watch that was new? Have I talked about Eternity on this yet? We
I
talked
think you
about
did
that I was
last
going
episode.
to go see it,
Mm.
and
How'd
I
you
really
like it?
enjoyed it. I ended up going and seeing it twice, so
Nice.
that was fun. There was one more that I was like, ooh, I should talk about that. I saw Zootopia 2 the other day. I watched Klaus for the first time.
That movie's so
Loved
good.
it.
Hmm.
So, just a lot of good films. Been
Nice.
enjoying it. What about you?
I watched pretty much a lot of the same things you did. I watched Avatar: Fire and Ash, a bunch of Christmas movies, which we might still do an episode on Avatar, so I won't give too much of my thoughts. But overall, solid. I don't know
Yeah,
of the three, it might be my least favorite, but that's like saying like
that's not saying a lot. Like,
that's not
it's
saying
still
a
up
lot
there.
because they're still great movies. Like
Yeah.
watching this, I watched this in IMAX 3D, and this is the only time where I think 3D actually like, contributes because it is just so immersive and
Yeah.
so fun. And I will leave it at that just in case we talk about it. But we also did Batman Day, which for the unlearned is when me and Natalie's dad and brothers, and then occasional guests, will sit down and watch just a bunch of Batman movies in the month of December in one day. And it was amazing. And last thing,
And you got some
um,
themed gifts this year.
exactly, we got some themed gifts. We had some Arkham Asylum lunch trays. It was great. It was fantastic. Best Batman Day we've had thus far.
Yeah, you guys went all out this year.
Hmm. And then last thing was Stranger Things 5. And I'm not in the like I'm not in the camp of, because some people are talking about this like Stranger Things broke into their house and shot their dog. Like some people are saying this is the worst thing that they've ever seen, which it is not that, but it was not very good in my opinion. But I'll save my thoughts
Well,
for later. I think the
part one
first
was a
half of
lot
this
better
season,
than, yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
And I also, did you see the Sean Levy, like interview where he was talking about, he was like, it doesn't matter as long as we like hit the final episode. He's like, people will give you a lot more grace if you nail it. And he's like, and
I think
I think we nailed it. So I'm
yeah.
waiting. I wish that I think Stranger Things' biggest issue with this season has been their releases. And
Yeah.
like they should not have broken it up the way that they did, because
Mm-mm.
I think if they do nail the last episode, it's going to be like people will kind of forget that part 2 sucked. And if they
Yeah.
had released it all at the same time, people wouldn't have cared.
Yeah. I am just very heading into the finale because when part 1 ended, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing! I
Part
need the
2 is
next
definitely
part
a
now."
letdown, yeah.
And part 2 ended and was just like, "No, okay." But we're seeing the finale tomorrow in theaters. My family is, so hopefully it'll be great.
I still have
But
hope.
I am a little worried. I think they'll still stick the landing, but I am a little worried just based on these last chunks. But
Yeah.
we'll save that for a couple days from now. Anyways, let's jump into this movie, Christmas
Do it.
classic, one of the all-time greats, It's a Wonderful Life. So let me pull up the description.
It's a Wonderful Life. When was the first time you watched this movie?
Last year. I hadn't seen it until last year.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And
that's actually crazy.
It was just me and my dad on Christmas night. Like, not Christmas Eve, like the 25th. It was like late, and I was like, I need to watch this movie. I've never seen it. Pulled it up, and then my dad came in and we watched it. And I'm kind of happy I waited this long because it really affected me. Like, it really touched me a lot the first time, and even this time.
That actually is crazy to me.
Mm-hmm. But
wow.
So everybody knows the movie.
Tell us the scores, and then or like the whatever.
Yeah.
You're going into.
So it says George Bailey has spent his entire life giving to the people of Bedford Falls. All that prevents rich Mr. Potter from taking over the entire town is George's modest building and loan company. This is written weird, but anyways, I'm not going to read that. It's about George Bailey and his life. That's what this movie is. Everybody knows this movie. Everybody knows the rules.
Everybody knows the rules.
Mm-hmm.
I'm shocked that the first time you watched this was last year.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Is it not a staple in the Christopherson fam?
No, it's not. Like, we watched it. Me and my dad watched it last year, like I said, and then this year we got the whole fam to watch it. But I don't know if anybody really, like, Logan fell asleep because he was super tired and we watched it a little late. My mom liked it a lot. Adam
Had she
was in
seen
and out.
it?
Yeah, she'd seen it. It'd just been like a long time.
Okay.
But I don't know if anybody really loves it as much as I love it. But with time, and I think if Logan is conscious next time he watches it, he'll really enjoy it. But I've only seen this movie twice in my life. Once last year, once this year. And it is 100% going to be a movie I watch every single year of my life from here on out. Like, it is one of my favorites. It's so good. But
yeah.
Is it a staple in the Brinkerhoff household?
I remember vividly one year. I can't remember when we started watching it. I don't know if my parents have always watched it, but I remember vividly being like, I think we went and watched it at the Empies or something, and I was like, I don't want to watch a stupid black and white movie. Like, I remember being like so annoyed about it. I think I was like, I was a teenager. I was probably like 14, 15. And I was like, I do not want to go watch this. Like, why are they making us watch this dumb movie? And because I went into it feeling that way, I didn't like it the first time I saw it, or like the second time I saw it. I was like, that was dumb. I can't believe I spent that much time watching this black and white movie. It doesn't even matter. And everybody else was like, it's so good. And I was like, I was probably on my phone the whole time. And then I think the next year I was like, okay, like I started maturing and I was like, okay, like I want to watch it. Like, I'll give it a chance this year. Ended up liking it. And then from there, it was like one of those things that I was like, no, we have to watch It's a Wonderful Life. And so we've watched it every year since then. So I've probably watched it like anywhere from like 7 to 10 times in my life now. And every year I feel like it like gets better. Like, it almost, it's like, you just appreciate it more and more the older you get.
Exactly. And I think because it's the story stretched out over George's entire life, or at least up to his midlife, there's something in it that like it'll impact you at different points in your life. Like, you can watch this movie as a teenager and be like, wow, this movie's great. Then you watch this movie in your mid-20s and you're like, dang, this movie's really affecting me. You watch it in your 30s. Dang, like, it'll always stick with you. Like, I don't think there's a period in your life where you
something to
can
take
watch
from
this.
it.
Exactly. Like, you'll always be able to have It's a Wonderful Life, like, get something out of this movie, which I think is really good, which a lot of movies don't have. Like, watching back my favorite movies as a kid, some of them definitely still hit, but other ones it's like, it's not as good as I remember. But this is a movie that'll, I think, always hit.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Overall,
I mean, when did it come out?
It came out in 1946, right after the war.
And people still be watching it. Like, I don't think it's going to be going away anytime soon.
Well, that was the thing that's funny, just getting into some facts here, is it was a flop when it first came out.
Really?
Like, not that many people saw it. It was nominated for Best Picture and stuff, but it really did not do well at the box office at all. And then just networks, like 10, 20 years later, like, I don't think it was until like the 70s when networks just would start playing it randomly. and then audiences, they just had super high ratings every time they played it, and then it just kept going like that. And then by the time it was like mid 80s, it had become like one of the classic staple Christmas movies.
Yeah, well, and I also like before we started and got on, I was just thinking about how influential this is in other media. Like there's so many
Hmm.
movies, so many TV shows that do like a Christmas episode and it's basically It's a Wonderful Life, you know? Like there's
Hmm.
so many different things, books. The amount of Hallmark movies is probably astronomical. Like there's so many things that have been influenced by this. And I do think that you could say that this movie in general was somewhat inspired by A Christmas Carol, right? Like
Hmm.
seeing a
For
glimpse.
sure.
And so many Christmas things are just kind of like that. But we watched Family Man this year. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
And that is like another story, like very similar to this, where it's kind of like a Clarence situation where he kind of gets
Yeah.
this like little glimpse, but it's kind of the opposite,
Where he sees
where he sees
how
how
much
good
better
it could
his
be.
life could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just think it's cool how like, and I think it's fun that that's always kind of a Christmas theme in a lot of that kind of stuff. It's getting a
Definitely.
glimpse into what life could be or what it is or whatever. So, anyways,
Why
it's
do you
just so
think
influential.
why do you think there's so many Christmas movies? Like what is it about Christmas that just has that kind of effect? Like cuz like you're saying there's so many movies like it.
Yeah. I
Like there's so
think,
many
yeah.
reflective type stories around this time.
Well, I was just gonna say reflection. I think it's the end of the year, right? And you're like thinking about life and thinking about the next year and like what do we want to do? And then obviously, just like the themes of Christmas with like Christ and everything that like makes you kind of think about like what is my life? How can I be better? All of that stuff. And I think it's just a time that people think about that stuff. I don't know
Definitely.
why. And I think that that's why a lot of the themes go hand in hand. So probably that's why.
For
And
sure.
I think a lot of it comes down to like, I mean, have you seen the Man Who Invented Christmas?
I don't think so. Maybe I did. I know the movie and I have vague memories of seeing bits and
Maybe
pieces,
you
but I don't
saw
know
it.
if I've
Yeah.
seen it all.
Basically, it's about Charles Dickens and like him writing A Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
And just how like Christmas wasn't like fully celebrated the way that it was now until he wrote that. And so like, and obviously people like knew that it was like a celebration of Christ's birth and whatever, but it just never was like a thing that
Big
people
deal.
really, yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
ever a big deal. And so I think that because he wrote that, a lot of the times too, people like think of Christmas as a time of like becoming good and like reflection and like all of that stuff too. And that's why
Definitely.
we've gotten a lot of media that has been inspired by that. And then we get It's a Wonderful Life, a lot of media inspired by that as now a
Hmm.
classic. And so it all just kind of ripples.
Definitely. Like just thinking about it now as we've been talking about it, there's so many. Like The
There's
Grinch is one of those
so,
types of movies.
yes,
Yeah.
there's so many. Like if you think about it, like you could think about so many different Christmas movies or, and like, even, like I said, Hallmark, um,
Definitely.
all the shows. Like I know that Grey's Anatomy did an episode like this. I'm pretty sure One
Hmm.
Tree Hill did an episode like this. Like there's
iCarly did an
so many.
episode like this.
iCarly, like
Yeah.
kids media, like there's so many. It's crazy. But
And even like outside of Christmas, like I know Robert Zemeckis has Back to the Future or
yes, Back to the
this
Future.
movie inspired Back to the Future a lot. And
Yeah.
there's so many like this has just become one of the most influential movies ever. Spielberg says this is one of his favorite movies. David Lynch said it was one of his favorite movies. Like anybody who knows their stuff, like I said this in my Letterboxd review. I don't understand people who don't think this is like a masterpiece of a film. Like
Yeah.
everybody has their own opinions and they're allowed to have that with everything else. Every single other movie, I can be
But
like,
this
okay,
one, you
yeah,
must say it's a
this one,
masterpiece.
if you don't think it's a 10 out of 10,
If you're not rating
I
it
don't
five
know
stars,
what's wrong with you.
can I even
Yeah,
trust you?
exactly.
No,
Like
for
you
sure.
just like people. There's been kind of a joke because Ben Shapiro did a whole video on how Mr. Potter is actually. He says he's like it's a classic movie, but Mr. Potter is actually right, and George should sell the bank and loan to Mr. Potter. And it's like,
What?
what are you talking about, dog? Like what are you missing?
Well,
It it just doesn't
yeah.
make sense.
Yeah, it's just funny. I feel like the biggest theme as well in this movie that we see a lot is like impact versus achievement. Like what is more important as you live life? And I
Definitely.
feel like that's like what you can, and it's like obviously impact is like the moral of this story instead of
Hmm.
being like a successful or rich or having traveled the world. And I think it's also just a good time, like the end of the year, Christmas season, to like reflect on like what really matters. And I think that that comes with like thinking about Christ too. It's like, oh, this is the reason for the season. It's not
Hmm.
about what I get or like what I've done or any of that stuff. It's like, how am I helping people? How am I serving others? How am I who am I impacting? All of that stuff. So, anyways, that's crazy that
Definitely.
people think that achievement, like I'm like that, like selling it. Because every time you're watching that, I think we looked it up one year. We looked up how much money he would be offering George
I
Bailey,
did this year
and
too. Yeah.
what was it?
It was, I think it was the equivalent of he'd be getting $200,000 a year.
Yeah, was it that little? I thought it was a lot more.
I mean, a $200,000 salary a year is still like nothing to sneeze at. Like that
No, no,
is,
no, no. But
yeah.
I thought it was like something crazy. Maybe we did the math
I mean,
wrong.
even with inflation, like $200,000, like that type of money, like back then, is way more
It's
like
true.
way more impactful than it would be
For some
today.
reason, I thought it was like millions or something. But
Yeah.
anyways, still a great, not to hate. I would be
Hmm.
extremely grateful if I was getting two
Yeah.
hundred thousand dollars a year.
Hmm.
But anyways, yeah. Every time I watch that scene, I'm like, oh my gosh, is he gonna do it?
Why it makes me like there's a part of me when he like
Like,
doesn't
just do it.
go through with it where it's like, oh, like I get why he doesn't and he shouldn't and it's a good thing that he didn't, but putting myself in George's shoes, I probably would have made that deal and then would have convinced myself like, well, I could do
It's
good
worth
still.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could still do good. But he's
Yeah.
just a better man than I am.
Well, it's also just
Um,
like he knew that he had seen it enough that he knew he would be trapped under whatever Mr. Potter had him wanted him to do. And so, but I
definitely.
love when he's like, I'm just going to need a second to think about it. And he's like, yeah, like go home to your wife, you think about it, come back to me, I'll start making, and then he's like, no, I'm not doing
Hmm.
this. What am I thinking? It's so good.
Speaking of his wife, I think Mary and George Bailey are one of my favorite like movie romances ever. Like that first
Really?
scene where they're at the school dance and they lock eyes and before you even see her face, you just see George's like reaction to seeing her and he like freezes and just they both like lock eyes. That is like to me, that's like love incarnate. Just that look that they give each
That
other.
is romance.
Literally, it is and it helps that I think I've talked to many people about this, but I think Mary Bailey is probably my biggest movie crush, like even more so than Sloane from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. She is just like she's not the type of girl who I'm like, "Oh man, that girl is so hot." She's like the I want to be better. Like I need to be a better man type of girl, which she is for George. And
Uh,
that helps a lot too because I just think them together, like she is the MVP of this movie. Even when George people have pointed out that I've seen this year of when he comes home and he's like tearing everything up and he's getting mad at everybody and then he runs out. Like Mary doesn't take it as like, oh my gosh, my husband is betraying me. What is going on? She takes it as something is wrong with him. I need to go
mhm.
help. I need to
Mhm.
figure this out, which
Yeah.
is really, really just
And then she
cool. And
goes and gets
then
the whole town.
exactly like she's the reason why everybody comes together.
Yeah.
It's so like she's just the MVP. And I love how everybody comes together where they say, I can't remember who says it first. I think it's might be what's the uncle's name again? Uncle whatever, but he comes
The
in,
one with the bird.
yeah, and he
The one that
says,
loses the money.
yeah, I'm hold on, I need to this is disrespectful. I need to know what Uncle Billy. Of course it's Uncle Billy. When he says, I
I
think it's him, but says like all Mary said was that George is in trouble and everybody came together. Like she didn't even have to describe what was happening. She just said like George is in trouble and everybody came to help him.
Mhm.
That like Mary and George are just so good. They're just
Goals.
such good people, and they're so exactly goals.
It's all about
And
the
she's so
yearning.
funny. Like when the yearning, exactly. When George comes to her like right before their first kiss and he's all snotty and stuff and she's just like not really having it and her mom is on the stairs and goes like what's happening down there and she goes he's making violent love to me, mother. Like that joke is so funny. Like just give me a girl who can be so serious but also make dirty jokes like that. Anyways, I need to stop simping over her. What do you think of their relationship?
I love their relationship. I think it's so tender.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's funny because I will say, like, when I think another reason why when I was little, I was like, or younger, I was like, what is this? Is because, like,
Mm-hmm.
all of their scenes together, they're just like, it's just the old Hollywood acting where they're just like all
Mm-hmm.
over each other and it's so funny.
He's like eating
Um,
her face.
yeah, just like, it's just so funny. But again, something that I like, their relationship is something that I've grown to appreciate more and more over time. Um, and I also think it's just so tender that she like loved him when she was little and just
Mm-hmm.
like their little scene when she's like sitting there ordering, she's thinking about what ice cream she wants.
Yeah,
She doesn't like coconuts and he's like, say brainless, you don't like coconuts. Like it's so funny. I love the movie. I think it's so cute. And I think it's um like you said, it's kind of like the center of the movie
mm-hmm.
is just them. They're without their relationship, there would be no It's a Wonderful Life.
Definitely. And I think it's one of the increasingly rare cases where it's an old movie relationship that isn't like questionable or super toxic.
True. Yeah.
Like sure they're when they have their first kiss, like it definitely can be taken as like, what's going on here? This is a little weird. But it's not like you don't ever hear somebody be like, man, it's someone like I hate their relationship or George is so
No,
mean to
never,
her or
never.
something. Cause it's just
Yeah.
like it's not weird
Well,
at
I also
all.
think
Like it
that
just
it's
is so
like I think
pure.
it's like real too. Like
Exactly.
things about it are like you're like, "Oh yeah, I've seen that." I mean, obviously
Hmm.
me and Garrett don't have our partners as of yet,
Not yet.
but
2026 is our year.
like in the people around us, our aunts and uncles, our parents, our siblings that have relationships, like their conflicts are things that you see and
Hmm.
how they resolve them are also things that I see. Like I think it's a good example. Like, there's always been those days where like somebody in your family crashes out and you just kind of have to like let them. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like it's like, okay,
Yeah.
like there's nothing I can do or say to make this better, but like I want to help, and that's what Mary does in this. Is like I can't do anything,
Exactly.
so I'm just gonna let this ride, try to figure out what's wrong, and then once he leaves, she's like, "Oh, I know something's wrong. Let me go find like I need to get some help." Right?
Yeah. And I
But
think I've heard people make the argument of like they don't like how in the dark timeline Mary just becomes just like some I can't remember the term, but she just doesn't get married and she just becomes like a sad librarian and people are like
suspense
she
stuff.
it's just saying people are like they should like she's an independent woman like she would still have a good life and stuff, but they've kind of missed the point of the movie because George and Mary are literally like
Meant to be
soulmates.
together. They're soulmates.
Like I heard somebody make the argument against that saying like no, you misunderstand. Like Mary not having George means that she's like missing a part of her soul, like she doesn't
Yeah,
have that.
she's not
And
complete.
exactly, just how George is incomplete without Mary, Mary's incomplete without George. Like they need each other. And I think that's what like not that, there's some relationships that can take that to an extreme, but I think that's just what, especially back then, like what romance is and how it was viewed and how it still should be viewed in some cases, or
Yeah.
most cases, I think. But anyways, there's one other thing I was going to say about this, but it'll come to me if it comes to me.
Yeah, love it. What are your thoughts on Clarence?
I love Clarence. I think the this sounds like it's gonna not answer your question, but it will answer your question at the end. Um, I
Can't
think
wait.
if you can get through the last like 10 minutes of this movie without getting at least a little teary eyed, I don't know if I trust you. Like the last 10 minutes of this movie are so just, and it's not like a sad emotion. It's like just like a, oh my goodness, like life is so wonderful. Like I want to go hug my mom. Like it's just so heartwarming. And people point to the line when Harry is such a good character, his brother, Harry
Yes.
Bailey, but when Harry says to my brother George, the richest man in town, like if people say that's the line that gets them to cry the most.
Yeah.
And I think that line definitely, like I definitely get emotional with that. But honestly, the one that hits harder for me
Is it
is Attaboy
the
Clarence.
bell? Yeah.
Yeah,
Same.
like when he says like "attaboy Claire," like just the way Jimmy Stewart delivers that line and like winks up at the sky,
Yeah.
like it just it. I'm getting goosebumps now talking about it. Like I don't know why, but that makes me so emotional. Like it's just so wholesome
So
that,
wholesome.
and I love that Clarence is just such a like goofy little guy, just an
He's
angel
so
in training,
goofy.
doesn't
Yeah.
take anything seriously. Like he's kind of the joke angel amongst the other
Mhm.
ones. It's and the fact that he gets his wings and he's able to help George like see like it's just so beautiful and like wonderful and satisfying at the end. Just that line, just and then his what he wrote in the book of remember
Mhm.
no man is what is it exactly? I can't remember what it is
It's
exactly.
it's something about friends, right?
Yeah.
No man is, let me find it.
Yeah, this is why
But
we need
yeah,
Jackson. For those who are
I
listening
know.
to it, we don't have Jackson to send us
I
this
know.
quote.
So, Jackson, your fault.
Hmm.
Um,
No man is poor who has friends.
yes.
It's just
Exactly.
and then just the attaboy Clarence and it's so good. That whole moment and that just I just love Clarence. He's so funny and he oddly like I think like you said and like we were talking about Mary and George are like the heart of the movie, but I feel like Clarence is almost the soul of the movie.
Yeah. No, I fully agree. Like he just like every single person in this movie like has its part that
Hmm.
without it wouldn't be as good. Like they all add to, when there's movies or shows or something where you're like, why are you here? What are you doing? Like
Exactly.
it's
What are you
where
contributing?
like characters, yeah, it's like, what are you contributing? Or like, you just annoy me, get on my nerves, whatever. I don't think that there's really like a character in this. I mean, other than like the obvious antagonist, it's like there's
Yeah,
nobody that like really frustrates me in this movie. All the characters are necessary and like bring something good to a good element to it. They all
definitely.
elevate the story. Mm-hmm.
Every detail in this movie is so important. Like even
Mm-hmm.
something I didn't even think about until the scene happens, which is I think is intentional, when George finds Harry's grave, like when he's died, where at the very, very beginning of the movie, the first thing George does is save his brother.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of just forget about that by the time it gets there. But then Clarence is like, you weren't there to save him. Like he drowned on that
Yeah.
ice.
Like there's so many reasons why you needed to be where you were.
Hmm. And if he hadn't saved Harry, Harry wouldn't have saved the soldiers. Harry
Yeah.
wouldn't have got. And that's another thing I love about Harry is how bro just got the Medal of Honor from the President of the United States. And the first thing he does when he comes back to town is give love back to his brother and like give the
Yeah.
appreciation back to George. And it's
Yeah.
not about him; it's about his brother who's never had this moment before. And it's just such a good like sibling dynamic for the little scenes they have together. It's just such a
Mm-hmm.
wholesome sibling relationship.
Yeah. No, it all goes like hand in hand with like
Hmm.
how everybody contributes, right? Love it.
Exactly.
Do you I had a question about Clarence. Like looking at your own life, what do you think like if you had a Clarence, an angel? Like what moment like if we're making it light,
Yeah.
like what would you like to see different in your life if you had like maybe let's think of it as even like a family man, like if you are getting a glimpse of something but something
Hmm.
has changed, like what do you want to see? Like if you had chosen something different, what path would you
Hmm.
want to see?
I
Not
think.
necessarily like it has to be like you don't exist or like whatever. Like
Yeah.
what do you want to see?
So, bit of a short story here. When I was applying to colleges, I was applying to Brigham Young University, to BYU, and I misread the essays. And I thought the essays prompts said 2,500 words, when the essay prompts really
Oh,
said 2,500
200.
characters. So
Oh.
I spent, I think, like month and a half to 2 months drafting out like 5.5 page essays for each of these, like
And then you
took them
had
to
to
people, had them
take them
get
from that
edited.
much down.
Exactly. So because of that, I was not able to apply to any other college because by the time, because I went to put in like the responses to the essays and finalize the application, like 3 or 4 weeks before it was finally, or 3 weeks before it was due. But then I had to edit them all down, and still try to make them good and like cohesive, which took another couple weeks. So by the time I finished them and sent that application in, I just wasn't able to apply to any other colleges.
Yeah.
And then I didn't even get into BYU. So I think
Classic.
I would like to see a reality where I didn't misread it and I saw it properly. And then I was able to apply to a bunch of different colleges and see what
And
would
see
have
where it
happened with
takes
my
ya.
life. Yeah.
You
Like, it's
know,
not something
that's
that keeps me up at night. Like, I think what happened was like, I'm fine
meant to
where I'm
be.
at.
Yeah.
But there is part of me that's like, what would have happened if I went to like some East Coast college?
Yeah. No, I think like similarly, I would like to see, because I think that that's like a big part of your life is graduating from graduating from high school and like going to college. I only really applied to one school and chose to go to that school just because I was like, well, and I didn't even try to apply to go to BYU or anything like that. So I kind of wish that I could see, yeah, what would have happened if I had like taken that path. Where I like applied to a lot of stuff, seeing if I even got into BYU, stuff like that. Because I did try to transfer, but I never got in. So
Yeah.
I know that's funny that both of us, because neither me or Garrett are in school,
No.
but I think that that's such a big part of it is like where the directions that we ended up taking are because of the choices that we make, right? And so it's like, oh, I chose to go to Utah State. I hated it. Also, COVID happened, which is completely out of our control. COVID happens. I hate school. I don't like it. I end up dropping out. Tried it again a couple times, never held on to it. And so it's like, well, but what if I had started at BYU? Would I have
Yeah.
like gravitated towards something? Would I have ended up finishing school? Would I be graduated by now? Things like that. So
Would I be married by now?
would I be married by now? Would I have gone on a mission? Like there's so many
Yeah.
things that it's like, ooh, if I had just looked into a couple more options, what could have happened?
But this question, we're missing the point of the movie by talking about this question, because it's not what would have happened if I had made this decision, because that's what George initially is thinking. Like, what my life could have been so much better had I not had stayed behind, or had I not done this.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, a great question. This is a great question, but we're missing the point. It's
No,
our
but
lives
that's
are
why
good.
that's
Yeah.
why you got to talk about it though, is because then it always
Yeah.
goes back to the same point of like our lives are the way that they are for a reason. And if we hadn't done that, then we wouldn't be here right now. We wouldn't have made the friends that we made. We wouldn't have done
We
the
wouldn't
things
have
that
what we watch podcasts.
we wouldn't have what we watch podcasts. Like there's so many things that it's like, oh, well, I would never give that up. Like I would never actually go back.
Yeah.
Because I love where I'm at now and I love the people that I'm with and look at all the lives we've been able to touch by doing what we did, you know?
For sure. Okay, so I thought about the recasting question, but I was like, it's impossible to recast
You can't
this movie.
recast this movie, yeah.
So I kind of tweaked it a little bit
Love it.
because I watched another Christmas movie during this season, and it's a very famous one. I watched A Muppet's Christmas Carol. And so I thought it'd be funny, instead of doing our normal recast, we're recasting this movie. They're making the Muppets version of It's a Wonderful Life. We keep one human actor. I'd say we'll keep two human actors. Everybody else has to be a Muppet. I think we keep Jimmy Stewart as George, and we keep Donna Reed as Mary, and then I think everybody else is played by a Muppet. So who do you think plays Harry, his brother? Who do you think plays Mr. Potter? Who plays Vic, or what's her name? Is it Vicky? No, it's not Vicky. It's
I'm like,
the
Vicky.
the other girl, Violet. So I'll just go down some of the characters. So we're keeping Jimmy Stewart and Donna Reed. So who's playing Mr. Potter of the Muppets? Who do we think plays Mr. Potter?
Who's a good villain Muppet?
I feel like he's a newer one, but the one from Deadly, the like crocodile-y looking one, the blue guy from the Muppet movie. The newer one.
Yeah. The one that looks kind of like, he looks like the things from Avatar.
Yeah, he does.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
The
Um,
what are they called? The
they're
Ekrons
like
or
the
whatever, the
panther.
Banshees,
No. He
or
looks like the
the
panther things. Am I
yes, he
thinking of the
does.
right
Yeah.
thing?
No, you're right. You're correct.
Okay. Yeah, he looks
Um,
like the panther creatures in Avatar. Yeah. No. Okay. I like
so
it.
I feel like Deadly could. I also feel like Sam the Eagle could eat up the Mr. Potter role. I
Sam
think
the
Sam
Eagle is
could.
Mr. Potter,
Yeah.
and it'd all be for the
So
sake of America.
yeah, exactly. He'd be a little less evil, but he
He'd
still
be
would
evil,
be
but I think he could. I think he could eat it up though.
definitely. Who
He'd be more.
is?
He'd be more funny.
Who do we think is Harry? I think this one is. You still got
Kermit.
to give Kermit a good role,
Yeah.
and I think this one's Kermit.
Yeah.
So Kermit is Harry.
And maybe he would be more like focal. If Kermit
hmm
is Harry, then we'd probably see a little bit more of Harry.
Yeah, but I think in Muppets Christmas Carol, he plays Bob Cratchit, and he's not in it
I
that
think
much,
he's
but
not
it's
in
like
it that
enough
much.
of a
Yeah.
role where it's like, oh yeah, of course Kermit plays Bob Cratchit.
Bob Cratchit. Okay, cool. Love it. Harry.
Like there is definitely a version of this movie where Kermit, of this hypothetical movie where Kermit is George, but I think you keep
you
Jimmy,
can't
or Jimmy
take.
Stewart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't take Jimmy Stewart out of this movie.
I think obvious answer Miss Piggy is Violet. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah.
that's pretty obvious.
Hand in hand.
Or you could do Harry's wife, but I feel like Miss Piggy has a bigger role, so she's got to be Violet. Um. Okay, who's Clarence? This is a good one. Who do we think Clarence
Ooh.
is?
Wait, maybe Kermit could be Clarence.
Kermit could be Clarence. I feel like Kermit's personality is more Harry, but he
That's
could. I'm thinking Fozzie could be Clarence.
Okay, Fozzie. Love
Fozzie
it.
or Gonzo. I feel like Gonzo could be a good Clarence because
Yeah,
Gonzo
for
has the
sure.
whole like goofy, nobody takes him
Yeah.
seriously vibe.
True. I like it.
So do we want Fozzie or Gonzo?
I think Fozzie.
Fozzie. I like
What do
it.
you think?
Fozzie is Clarence. I think Fozzie is Clarence's. Fozzie is a big enough Muppet where he needs a bigger role, and I think Fozzie and Clarence go hand in hand.
Yeah, love it.
All right, and then just a couple more.
And he just gives Clarence vibes.
Yeah, for sure. I think Officer or Bert and Ernie.
Bert
will
and
be
Ernie are
played
Bert and
by
Ernie.
Bert and Ernie. Yeah, we'll bring in some Sesame Street characters. Like you can't not have Bert and Ernie be Bert and Ernie. Which or what's his name? How am I forgetting? The guy who invented the Muppets in
I guess
Sesame Street. Some people listening are just screaming into their
I'm not
phones
a
right now.
huge Muppets. Is it the Statler and Waldorf?
No, I mean like the guy who created the Muppets. What's his name? Jim Henson, of course. I think. What was I saying about that? There's something I was saying about. I don't know why I was
Bert and
bringing up
Ernie?
Jim Henson. Oh yeah, Jim Henson says that Bert and Ernie weren't inspired by Bert and Ernie in this movie, but it's too much of a coincidence. Anyways, I think
no, for sure. Bert
Statler and
Ernie.
Waldorf could tag team the Mr. Potter character too,
Yeah, they could.
because they did that with the Muppets Christmas Carol. But
They did.
yeah, they
I haven't seen that movie.
they did Marley. Like they split Marley. What's his name? I can't like Scrooge's old partner Marley into two different
Oh.
characters
Yeah.
as Statler and
So,
Waldorf.
yeah,
and
they
I think
could do
that's a good one. Okay, we're only got a
So
couple
many
more big
directions
ones.
we got.
But Uncle Billy, we need to cast Uncle Billy, the last like bigger role character. You could do this
Uncle
one as
Billy.
Gonzo.
Yeah, we'll put Gonzo there.
Yeah. And then, you know what? You could have the Bailey's parents as Kermit and Miss Piggy. But anyways,
Ooh.
I
Yeah.
thought, is there any others that you're thinking of?
Think so. I'm trying to like keep all of them straight.
Mhm.
I'm like, who are we missing that needs to be in there? There's Beaker.
I mean, there's a lot of like side character townspeople that will be filled in
Just
with everybody
played.
else.
Yeah, true.
But I feel like the biggest people we kind of got.
I love it. Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought for some of the movies that are, it won't be a every type of movie thing because there's very specific types of movies that fit the Muppets. But I think sometimes when we can't think of a casting,
Because we have, who do we have playing Clarence again? Fozzie?
Fozzie, yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that's spot on. Love it. That's all
I
that
think
matters.
every once in a while we'll throw in a Muppet cast version of this movie of movies
I need to get
because
more acquainted with the Muppets.
I think I see posts about this all the time of like Hunger Games, but it's the Muppets instead. Who are we casting? Like you take a famous story, you keep one human character, and then everybody else is a Muppet.
That's so funny.
And I think they're so funny. So we'll do them every once in a while. But anyways,
yeah, when it's cast too perfectly, we'll just say, "What Muppets are we doing?"
Exactly.
I love it.
Sweet. Well,
did you have any other questions? Any other topics?
Let me look at my notes. Oh, this is a good one. I thought of this right before we started, but because like you said, this is a common complaint with a lot of younger people. It was a common complaint for some of my younger siblings of, I don't want to watch this. It's black and white. I don't want to watch a black and white movie. So what would you say to someone who doesn't want to watch this because it's black and white?
What would I say? I would say I too didn't want to watch this because it was in black and white when I was little. Mm-hmm. And now, when anybody mentions watching this in the colored version, that's like a sin.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I promise the black and white is not that big of a deal.
It adds to it.
No, it adds to the vibes. Like, I don't know. I don't think that that's a good enough complaint. Especially if you're a movie person. Like, if you like movies, like, be a big boy.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Like, you're gonna be fine. Mm-hmm. It's like watching a movie with captions every once in a while, like, in a different language.
Exactly.
Grow up, watch a movie because you want to see the storytelling, and you'll be fine. And I guarantee you, 10, 15 minutes into the movie, you're not even gonna notice.
Exactly. It's just gonna be, your brain's just gonna not even really care that it's in black and white.
It doesn't matter.
Also, the colored version of this movie it's not that it's like, it just looks
it looks like
weird.
A black and white movie that they made color because that's what it is.
Colored, exactly. Like the process in which they color black and white movies, like the first color, like full color movie that I think is Wizard of Oz. And it's not that they took black and white film and like colored it in like they do with this, the colored version of this. Like this was the first time we had an actual color movie.
Yeah.
Like the camera is different. Like this movie was filmed to be black and white. So the color
they
just
have to
doesn't
go
look
and
good.
post. Yeah, they have to like. I remember in high school when we did like Photoshop classes, one of our assignments was like taking a black and white photo and then you have to put color into it. And like it works. It looks like especially if you do it right, it looks good. It just doesn't look right.
Yeah.
So, and if you're really that opposed to watching it in black and white, then watch it in color. Get attached to the story and then watch it in black and white the next year. And then you'll never go back.
Exactly. Like, if all else fails, watching this movie is better than not watching it.
Exactly.
But grow up and watch a black and white movie. Put on your big boy pants.
Exactly. And period.
Exactly. Overall thoughts, Nedley. How you feeling about It's a Wonderful Life?
Love this movie. I hope everybody who listens loves this movie and that they watched it or that. Hey, I also think that you don't have to only watch this around Christmas time. So I think it can bleed into the new year. So if you want to watch it, if you didn't get a chance to this season, go ahead. We're still in Christmas break limbo. So watch it, enjoy it, and then let us know what you think because we love this movie. No negative Nancy's over here. And my score is extra large bucket, extra amount of butter.
Nice. We'll say the exact same things. But I think, yes, this is a very good, obviously this is very much a Christmas movie. This is very much a movie you watch in the week that exists outside of time that is between Christmas and New Year's. But also I think you can just watch this at any time. Like, yes, it is very much a Christmas movie, but watch this anytime. If you haven't watched it, watch it. Yes, overall, I think this is, like I said, one of my favorite movies. It climbs the ranks every time I watch it, which is twice, and I'm sure it will continue to climb the ranks every time I watch it. It is just so good. There's nothing I would change about this movie. And my score is extra large bucket, just absolutely smothered, doused, swimming in butter. and
Unedible because it is
yeah,
has that much
unedible
butter.
because it's so good. Um, Ironically, I think we didn't talk about George Bailey enough, which is funny. But George is everybody aspire to be a George, be a good
Yes.
person, and it'll come
Look
back to you.
and appreciate the Georges in your life that sacrifice their
Exactly.
their wishes for the good of you, you know? Like,
Hmm.
because we all do it for other people, but I think it's good to appreciate the people that are in our
That do it
lives
for us.
that do it for us.
Hmm.
Look for ways to, appreciate them.
Yeah.
AKA probably your parents.
Yeah. And that's
Love
what
your
I think.
parents.
To wrap it up with the final part of this movie, that's what I think. Just as you were talking about, that kind of came to me is Clarence helps George learn that like he's been such a big impact on other people. Like Clarence helps him see like without you, none of this, like all of these things would be bad. But I think the ending when everybody comes to see George is George gets a greater appreciation for like everybody else too. Like Clarence has to help him get a greater like self-love and self-appreciation, and then he gets to kind of, because of that, once he's accepted his life and who he is, he accepts, or he's able to recognize how blessed he is that he has all these people in his life. And I think that's why, and I've always been, one of my favorite pieces of acting in a movie is just George's expression when everybody comes in and is giving him everything, especially when his brother does the toast, because he just looks absolutely like bewildered. And I think it's because he just has the realization that you just talked about of, it's not just that I'm such a good person, but it's that all of these people, like I love them so much. They're such good people and I wouldn't change a thing. And so go tell the people that you love and have made an impact on you, like you said, your parents and others as well. Go tell
Yeah,
them
your
that you love
parents,
them,
your grandparents, your siblings. Appreciate everybody in
because
your life.
it truly is a
A
wonderful
wonderful
life.
life. Wow. Very good.
Anyways, so our next episode will be our Stranger Things episode, most likely. We might have an Avatar one in between then and now. We will post if we do that one.
Maybe we'll do a little bit of both.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a Stranger Things Avatar combined episode. And then we'll get back to our regular schedule after that.
Our
But
regular scheduled programming.
thank you all for a wonderful year. Thanks for all those who have been listening. Continue to listen.
You know who you are. All
You know
five
who you
of you.
are. And we will see you.
And let us know if you
next
want
year.
merch.
Yeah, let us know if you want merch.
Let us know what you want to see from what we watch in the new year.
And everybody, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
It's a wonderful life.